If you like these stories and you want to follow the giants along on their adventures, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you.
Tell me a giant toy.
The four giant children, Luna, Bo, Apple Peach Banana, and Ernie, were out fishing on the lake up on Giant Mountain. They were catching fish left and right. Every time they got the line in the water, another fish would be on. Just as they were about to reel in their poles to head back in home, Bo had a giant bite on his line. He started reeling it in and realized how much of a fight this fish was giving him. He had to fight that fish and reel it and fight it and reel it and fight it and reel it. We got it in the boat. He saw how big that fish was. It was a pike, and it was as long as his forearm, which is really long because he's a giant. Dad Giant said, "Hold it up, Bo. I want to see how big it is." Bo said, "Oh, my arm is way too sore. I can't even lift it." So Luna had to lift up the fish and show her dad how big it was. Dad Giant said, "Well, there's a keeper." He snapped a picture of Luna holding it next to Bo and then went back into the dock. The rest of that night, Bo complained of a sore arm. And when he woke up in the morning, he flexed both his arm muscles, his left arm muscle and his right arm muscle, showed his mom Giant and said, "Is one of my arm muscles bigger than the other?" Mom Giant said, "Oh boy, your right arm muscle is way bigger than your left arm muscle. Is that the arm you used to reel in that big fish last night?" Bo said, "Yeah, Mom, it is. It is way bigger than my left arm. Now my muscles are uneven. What can I do?" Mom Giant suggested that Bo start working out. He could do some push-ups and some pull-ups to get his muscles to be worked the same and even out. Bo didn't waste a single second. He got to doing push-ups right away. He did 10. And as soon as he finished that 10, he said, "Mom, are my muscles evened out yet?" Mom Giant looked and said, "Oh, you know, Bo, it's going to take lots and lots of push-ups to even out those muscles. That right arm is just so much bigger from reeling in that giant pike last night." Bo Giant asked his mom, "Mom, do I have the biggest muscles of the whole family?" Mom Giant said, "Well, your dad has really big muscles, and I have really big muscles, but maybe you're the third biggest muscles in the family." You know what? If you keep working out like that, you will be the strongest giant in this family. And you will be able to lift all the heavy things we need you to lift. Bo Giant got a big smile on his face and did some pull-ups. He did 10 pull-ups in a row. Then he asked his mom, "Now are my muscles bigger?" Mom Giant explained to Bo that it was going to take many, many, many days of working out before his arm muscles were bigger than hers or Bo's dad's. But if he was persistent and worked out every morning, he would definitely see results soon. And every morning for the next week, Bo woke up and did push-ups. And every morning that he did push-ups, he was able to do a couple more in a row. That way he knew his muscles were definitely getting bigger. And after 2 weeks of working out, he put on his favorite t-shirt, and guess what happened? When he put on his shirt and put his arms through the armholes, his arms busted open because his muscles were so big from working out. Mom, I need all new shirts. My shirts are all way too tight in my arms. I have an idea, Luna said. You can cut the arms off of all of your shirts and make tank tops. That way, we don't have to get rid of your shirts and you can show off your big arm muscles. Yeah, okay. You know what? Tank tops are better anyway because I get so hot from working out. Bo handed Luna a pair of scissors and they both got to cutting the arms off of all of Bo's shirts to make tank tops and to make shirts that would go over Bo's arms. On the third week, Bo was doing so many push-ups and so many pull-ups, he decided he needed more of a challenge. So the next morning, when he went to go do his push-ups, he told Luna, "Hey Luna, sit on my back. I'm going to do push-ups with you riding on me." Luna said, "No way, Bo, I'm way too heavy for you." So then Bo went to Apple Peach Banana, who was a little bit smaller than Luna, and said, "Apple Peach Banana, sit on my back while I do my push-ups. That way I can get even bigger muscles." Apple Peach Banana said, "No way, you're going to drop me." So Bo went to Ernie, who was smaller than Apple Peach Banana, and said, "Ernie, sit on my back while I do my push-ups. That way I can get bigger muscles and you can have fun." Ernie, who didn't know any better, said, "Okay," and climbed on Bo's back. With Ernie on his back, Bo was only able to do 5 push-ups. But they were definitely way more difficult than doing them without all that extra weight on his back. After that, Bo's dad was going to go out fishing again. And he asked all of his children, "Do you want to go fishing?" Of course, Bo had to go. Not long after they got out on the boat, there was a bite on the line. The dad giant went to reel it in, but he couldn't do it. This fish was way too big for Dad to reel in. He said, "Sorry guys, I have to cut the line. This fish is just too big." Bo Giant said, "Wait a second, Dad." He stopped his dad, grabbed the fishing pole from him, and started reeling it in with no problem. He was able to get the fish so close to the boat that Dad Giant put his net in the water and pulled out a giant white sturgeon. This sturgeon had to be at least 1,000 pounds. Dad Giant took a look at it and said, "No wonder I couldn't reel it in. I'm surprised our line didn't snap." Bo Giant looked at his dad and then at the big giant white sturgeon. He picked up the white sturgeon and said, "Take our picture, take our picture." Dad Giant asked, "Are you sure your arm isn't too sore to hold that fish?" "I'm sure, Dad. I've been working out." Dad Giant said, "Let me see those muscles." Bo Giant showed off his big arm muscles, which, by the way, were completely even now. The left arm muscle was the same size as the right arm muscle. "Bo, I'm pretty sure your muscles are bigger than mine," Dad Giant said. "I'm glad I brought you along on this fishing trip because you were able to catch the fish that I would have had to just cut and let loose." "Well, now that we have it, should we keep it?" Bo Giant said, "No, Dad, we have to let this fish go. Because I want it to go and have baby sturgeon fish that we can catch that are even bigger than this one." Dad Giant said, "Well, okay, we'll let it go, but you're going to have to come fishing with me next time because I don't know if I can reel in a fish bigger than this one. The only reason we were able to get this one in the boat was because of your big muscles. I'm so glad you've been working out. Me too, Dad. When Bo Giant said this, he noticed his dad looked a little tired from rowing the boat around the lake. So he offered to row the boat back to shore. And from that day on, whenever Mom Giant, Dad Giant needed help with something that needed big muscles, they knew exactly who to ask for help. It's a good thing that Bo Giant was so persistent in working out and was able to get big muscles. Mom Giant even asked Bo to help her work out so that she could get big muscles just like him. He gladly offered to help her and showed her how to do push-ups and pull-ups. The end. Good night, Giants.